how do you prepare mindset wise? Do you, like you said, you buy leads every day, right? In order to have the right amount of leads, but someone who may not be in an area so full of leads, may treat it different. But so go into preparation. How do you prepare to have the right amount of leads, and what is that right amount of leads for you in your schedule?
So for me, for every dial day, or I try to, for every week, it doesn't matter because I dial every day. So for every week, I try to get a minimum of 300 leads. Okay. Now that might seem like a lot, but some of the leads in the CRM are $3. Some of them are $11. So, and then there's always a discount if you have work spots. So that works out for me. And then
Everyone should have their platform.
what I do is I also, preparation wise, I run phone burner because I had a really hard time tracking everything when I have 9,900 pieces of paper that I'm trying to sort, and it was just madness for me. So, and I just end up with a bin after a bin after a bin after a bin, and I write notes on the back, and then I don't know what happened, and it was just a disaster.
So can you explain to everyone what phone burner is really quick?
So when I buy the leads out of the CRM, I download them into a CSV file or an Excel spreadsheet. I duplicate the number so it's in there 3 times the phone number. And there's a reason for that because phone burner doesn't allow you to do that. So you have to have it in there multiple times. And then I use the system. And then I go back in there and, some weeks there's leads where I call them once, which is a crime. And then sometimes there's months where I will call a lead once. And sometimes the lead, I can see how many times I've called them. I can do a lot of different things for it. So it keeps me a lot more organized. Then I saw Eric does the thing where he downloads them now by the date that he downloads them. So I work each folder like that now. That's helped a lot. So I'm able to really, it helps me resolve the leads quicker. Mindset wise, and it's funny because after I talked to you today, I thought about this. So when I first started the business, I always thought about, okay, I need X number of dollars. I need X number of policies. That's the end result. But the dialing, this job is about dialing. Okay. Our job is 90+% dialing. So if we just assume that and we understand that, and here's why that works. Okay. So if you dialed 1,000 times a month, which is not a lot. Okay. And you did $20,000 in paid business, that means that equates to $20 every time you dial the phone. Not every lead, but every time you dial the phone. So that's how I trick myself.
Got it.
I hate dialing. You could ask 1,000 people, I'd probably say 4 of them say they love dialing. I do not like dialing, but I tell myself every dial is $20. Doesn't matter if I dial the same number 3 times, it's $20 each time, or if I dial a different number every time. So that's what I have to tell myself in order to dial.
Love it, love it, love it. And 300 leads per week, you're getting, and you said you're buying leads every single day, right?
I try to, and especially, and every time there's a discount or every time there's a promo, yeah, I jump in there and buy leads, whether I need them or not. Now think about that for a second, because when I dial the phone and somebody doesn't pick up, or somebody doesn't answer, or somebody hangs up, or somebody says it wasn't, I don't care, it doesn't matter. Because I'm just looking for the people that are looking for me. So I go back to the leads. So like for every 100 leads, here's the way my numbers work out. I want to get at least 25 to 30 people on the phone out of 100. Before, I used to be insane if I couldn't get 100 of them on the phone, but that's not realistic. When I first started out, that would make me crazy. All right, so I stopped doing that. So, and then I used to worry about, well, what about the other 75 people? What are they doing? I don't worry about that anymore, and there's a reason for that. Okay, so for instance, you buy 100 leads, I buy 100 leads, I get 25 on the phone, and 10 people book an appointment with me. I know I'm making $5 to $7 grand. So even if I spent $1,000 on the 100 leads, $1,100 on those leads, I know I'm making 5 to 7. Do I really need those other 75 people that didn't answer their phone? You can call me. I will never answer my phone. So I understand that. But the people that pick up the phone, or the people that call me back, because in some cases they'll leave a message, it's worth it. So those are the numbers when you're starting out, you got to pay attention to. My biggest mistake was I didn't buy enough leads.
And we're going to get back to that, because that's the second thing. It's the expectation behind what are you expecting from 100 of these leads, right? So we're going to go back to that, Lincoln. But JB, can you tell me how you prepare, with these leads, how many leads you buy, when you buy them? How is it that you're preparing for a dial day with buying CRM leads?
Oh, it's very similar. I keep I keep somewhere between 200 and 400 leads per week. And like you said, you know, sometimes it's all instant, sometimes it's 1 month old, 3 month old. Because my reality is that if their name is still in there, then they still need help, right? And so when I buy them, I actually save them underneath the date that I'm going to dial them. And so that way I know, like, these leads are dialed from this particular time. And then I'll download it to a CRM, what's it called, the spreadsheet. And I have a color code for whether I talk to them, whether they answered or not. But my mindset is all about numbers. I'm not focusing on like how much money I'm trying to make. My thing is all about numbers. And at the end of the dial day, I know I'm going to have 17 appointments. Like it's no deal. I'm gonna have 17 appointments. I don't know who it is that's going to answer. You know, I don't know who's going to cuss me out. I don't know who's going to lie and say they didn't fill anything out. I don't care who it is, because there's going to be 17 lucky winners, and 12 of those lucky winners are going to keep their word, and 6 of those lucky winners are actually going to protect their families. And then the next week, any of the other ones, if I get 6 of those lucky winners out of the 100 or 200 that I had, then the other 200 go in with whatever new leads that I buy in the next dial day. So I'm always stacking up where I'm way behind on my schedule every dial day, meaning that I have way more people to contact and not enough time to get it. So when I tell the people, look, I don't have a lot of time, and then they're saying, well, I'm not interested. Well, sir, I'm not interested either. You know what I mean? I don't really have a lot of time, but I have to get this to you. And so, but I'm just preparing myself that this is a full game. It's not one conversation, right? I equate things to boxing. I equate things to football. I equate things to track, things that I used to do. And it's I don't understand what it means to quit. I just know how to reroute and readjust, you know? And if it's too many people that are not like that I'm talking to, and I notice that I'm not getting a booked appointment, then I'll go back and say, okay, what is it that I've been saying that's getting everyone? Like, what is it that's making so many people hang up on me after I talk to them? Now, it's one thing for them not to answer. So I start to reroute and readjust, you know? But I don't understand quit. At the end of the day, 17 appointments. So,
Love it. And that's a preparation. Let me see, Romain. So in preparation, can you let us know how you prepare, but also what view are you choosing? Are you also doing the export or on the actual spreadsheet, or do you actually click the PDF so that you can print them out?
So how I do it is I basically have I want to have a bare minimum of at least 100 to 150 leads per dial day. So anywhere between 200 and 300 leads per dial day. It doesn't really matter what type of leads. As of late, I've had the luck of having a lot of second chance mortgage leads, so I purchased those. I get a lot of internet leads. New internet leads are kind of like my bread and butter, but I do instance. I've run 3-month-old and 1-month-old leads. But you know, just as many leads as I need to feel comfortable, like kind of how, you know, JB was saying, like, I don't have time. Like, I really don't have time. Like, you know, are you going to, like, you know, do you want me to get this information to you or not? And, you know, I kind of just try to blow through it to get 15 to 20 appointments through my 2 days. And what I do, I work out of my laptop. So like, I'm kind of like, you know, I don't like wasting paper, because my wife kind of got on me a little bit about that, because I was printing them out. And she was like, you can't have all this stuff everywhere. I'm like, all right, cool. So I just work out of my laptop on my tablet. And I just pull it up on the CRM. You know, even when I'm door knocking, I just pull it up, whether it's a mailer or an old internet lead on my CRM, and I go through it like that. So I usually just kind of just go through it while I'm there and make it happen, you know, in the moment when it comes to my, you know, to my laptop and stuff.
I love it. I love it. And so let's talk about the actual appointment, right? So in an internet lead, it's a internet lead, they're requesting insurance, either their instance 1 month, 3 month, or a new internet lead. Romain, how do you find that clientele different when you're actually in the home than a mortgage lead or a final expense lead? Are they right to the point? Are they confused? Like, how it has been your experience with that?
I mean, for the most part, they know exactly why I'm there. You know what I mean? Like, I asked them on the phone, like, hey, you remember filling this out, right? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, perfect. So I'm the guy to help you out with this. So when I get there, I tell them, hey, I'm the guy here to help you out with this. I let them know that I'm here. You know, I run a full life insurance practice. and this is what I do. It really doesn't matter, you know, if it's a mortgage appointment, a final expense appointment, or a life insurance appointment, because my intro is all the same, because I cover all three of those umbrellas with the credibility sheet. So I said, whether, you know, I'm here for the mortgage protection, but I also do life insurance and future income planning, or, you know, I do mortgage protection, but I'm here for the life insurance, but we also do future income planning, you know, so it really doesn't matter. I let them know on the front end that, you know, I'm here for this specific reason, but we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I've had final expense appointments turn into mortgage appointments or turn into annuity appointments, you know, because of, you know, the value that I'm trying to bring to them at the beginning of the appointment within the first 5 minutes. So I just want to make sure that I'm structured in how I'm presenting the appointment. It doesn't matter if it's an internet lead, if it's a Facebook lead, it doesn't matter if it's a mortgage lead. Like, you know, this is what I do. I'm here to help you out. This is what we're going to do today. Tell me why you filled this out. And then, you know, they have to sell me. I feel like on why they even filled this out and why am I here for us to even talk about life insurance, because I'm not going to waste my time. I got 8 other families and I'm already 2 hours late. So I just kind of go about it, you know, the same way in a sense when I'm in the home, whether it's an internet lead, mortgage lead, or Facebook or final expense lead. And, you know, I'm going to know within the first 5 minutes if they're going to buy insurance or not. And if not, I'm going to just go ahead and go to the next appointment or do some door knocks.
Love it. I love it. So you keep that consistent. Your structure in the home is so consistent that it's all the same.
For the most part, there is some fluidity depending on how they approach me, right? It was like, hey, man, I'm glad you're here. You're like, I'm glad I'm here, too. What you looking for? Like, kind of yeah. And I'm like, I had that happen this past weekend where it was a $5,000 AP. He was like, yeah, I want to make sure my house is paid off if something happens to me. I'm like, okay, cool. This is your cashback option. This is your non-cashback option. Which one you like? All right, let's do the cashback option. Cool. Boom. Signed them up. And it was like 45 minutes later, everything was approved and signed and done. And then I've had situations where I had to break down and why life insurance is so important. And they're like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Okay, let's do it. And we'll go from there. So it really depends, like the energy, but the structure on how, like the process that I tell them that we're going to go through once we get to that point is always the same.
So, and I'm going to hold it there. Lincoln and JB, do you guys feel the same way that as long as you have the same structure, the appointment goes the same way? Or is it? Okay.
No, I feel the same way. I have the same structure. Once I'm inside and I get their reason, I get their why, they paint the picture, then yeah, it's the same, but the beginning of it might differ depending on like what happens, like he said, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here too. I have people that tell me I forgot. I say, well, I'm sure glad I didn't. Let's get started,